following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee. Welcome into Casey's Take on Sports with a variety of takes on things all across the sports landscape. Here's your host, Casey Patrick.
Good morning. How y'all doing? I realize it's not morning for everybody, but Sunday I had a pretty rough day. Didn't feel too great. And don't forget, Casey's Take brought to you by DMA and Dr. Anthony Tropiano. I thought I was going to have to go see him. I did not feel good Sunday, so it kind of knocked my sleep schedule out of whack. So it is morning for me. We're going to talk a little bit of Braves first for the first take today, and then we're going to talk about the NCAA, the EA Sports football video game. It's going to be our second take, and then third take, we're going to talk some Vols football recruiting. I know some of y'all are ready to get into football, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And then, of course, fourth take, high school sports, as per usual. So y'all stay here. Let's get started. Before I get too far into the Braves discussion, I do want to show off my little brother bought me a little Atlanta pendant, and I don't usually wear necklaces, but I went and found me a nice chain for this, or I guess rope necklace, whatever. But thanks, Noah, if you're watching. Thank you for the pendant. But we went to the mall last week last weekend or whatever. And I thought it'd be a good opportunity to try and find me a nice rope for the little pendant. And like I said, thank you, Noah. And the Braves, they're doing all right. Now, I told y'all when they started out as slow as they did, just give them a little bit of time. I think everything's starting to kind of slowly work its way into how it should be. And here's the thing, Braves fans, the Atlanta Braves may not win the division. They may not. The Mets are really good. Buck Showalter is one of my favorite managers ever. They've also got a lot of talent on that team. And they're getting a lot of talent back. They just got Scherzer back. He went 7 really strong innings against the Braves first game of the series the other day. They might get DeGrom back later in the year. I also read a report just really quickly. I need to talk about this. DeGrom, I think the Mets believe he's going to opt out of his deal. And then I think a lot of execs think that he might sign with Atlanta. I love that idea. I hope he can stay healthy, if he goes to Atlanta. But the opportunity's there. Either way, I just wanted to talk about the Braves. Y'all know I love some good baseball. So Spencer Strider, he pitched last night against the Mets. It was not his best start to date. I know he's had some really efficient, really good starts. I don't think he's made it through the 7th inning yet. I don't know if he's made it to the 7th inning yet, but he was taken out in the 5th inning after a Lindor triple that made its way under Ronald Acuña's glove. It did score the only run of the game for the Mets last night, but the Braves behind 2-run homers behind. Oh, wow. I had a fly. But the Braves behind 2-run homers by Austin Riley and Adam Duvall, able to pull out the W. So they go to the rubber match. I actually believe they started at like 11:15 today. So I think they're playing. I'll have to go catch the end of that game whenever I get off here. But the Braves are playing much improved baseball. Like I said, they may not win the division. The Braves have won 4 straight. I think it's okay to – you always want to win. I don't think you want to give the other teams anything. But – if the Mets are going to win a division at some point, it's probably going to be this year. They've got a lot of talent. They got a really good manager. They got off to a great start. The 14 wins in a row by Atlanta are they've kind of brought the Braves back into the race. I'm pretty sure the Phillies won like 9 in a row, or I think they went 14-1 over the course of like 15 games. That kind of got them back into contention too. The Marlins just can't score. If the Marlins could score, they might have the best pitching staff in the majors. And, of course, everybody knows the Nationals are not very good this year. So the East is still up for grabs. I think I mean, honestly, I think if the Marlins could go out and make a few trades just to pick up some weapons on, on offense, I think you're talking about a 4-team race, possibly in August and on into early September. So hopefully the Marlins don't go get anybody else. Hopefully the Phillies can't play defense and the Mets just met themselves out of the playoffs, because that's what happens. But that's hopefully. So who knows what's actually going to happen. I'm glad the Braves got back on track. Matt Olson is looking like a fine baseball player. He's I think he leads the world in doubles right now. The batting average is about where you expect it to be. He's not going to bat 300. He's not Freddie Freeman. They have some similarities, but they're not the same player. And I think, Olson's got more home runs than Freddie Freeman right now. I know his average is a little bit lower, but he's got more doubles. He's helping knock in runs. He bats in the middle of our lineup, plays great defense. I like Matt Olson. Plus, he's $14 million cheaper every year and younger. But that'll be it. That'll be it for, let's see, the first take. And, like I alluded to earlier, Casey's Take is brought to you by DMA. And it's brought to you by DMA Orthopedics and Dr. Anthony Tropiano. Dr. Anthony Tropiano provides patients with prompt, effective treatment using the best technology available and in a manner that is compassionate and understanding of their needs. Dr. Tropiano is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon. Call 615-441-4522 today. That's 615-441-4522 today.
At Dixon Medical Associates, your health is our number one priority. With over 40 providers, our goal is to bring excellent, convenient, and comprehensive medical care to our community. Dixon Medical Associates, a destination for care.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Tennessee, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
I told JP before the show started, I said, my second take, I might go off the rails a little bit. And I'm thinking I might just be unhinged. And here, let me tell you why. Every year in July, when I was a child, there was a video game that came out. It was called NCAA Football, EA Sports. And it was the greatest football game that had ever been made. Now, 2K came by a few years after that, and in 2K, they made 2K5 football, which I still think to this day is the best professional football game ever made, because Madden continues to fall on their face. But the college football games that EA Sports made, even the one that is, my God, 9 years old now, is a fantastic game to play. I still own a PS3 simply so I can play that game. I don't think I need to tell most of you that care, or any of you that know, you know that the EA Sports college football game is returning next year. Hopefully somewhere in July. They haven't pinpointed an exact date yet, but it's going to kind of line up with how the older games came out. So I just want to go ahead and put everybody on notice. As a child, like I said, I loved the college football video games. There was nothing quite like starting out your career as a coach, as an offensive coordinator at Texas State, putting up 80 points a game, making your way to San Jose State and then Michigan State or Boston College. And then finally, And of course, it took forever, but whenever Tennessee would finally fire their coach, which was happening quite a bit back then, it still happens. I mean, Heupel's in his second year, but regardless, I was able to finally take my character and, go coach in Knoxville, in Neyland. That's what I always like doing. I always wind up doing the same thing every time. I spent God knows how many hours playing that video game, recruiting, learning how to run the double option to a T. I was perfect. I was perfect running a double option offense, or triple option, not double option, triple option. Excuse me. I was perfect though. No mistakes. Put up a lot of points. Played great defense. It was fun. It's a fun game. And like I said, EA Sports is bringing the game back. So I just want everybody to know, if this football video game comes out next July and it sucks like the Maddens have over the last few years, I'm going to riot. I'm going to riot. I'm going to go down to, I think it's in Florida somewhere, wherever EA's at, with pitchforks. I'm going to be standing outside. I'm legitimately, I'm not even kidding. I'm going to get signatures and I'm going to take somebody to court or something, because this video game is just, it's gospel as far as I'm concerned, and it is to not be ruined. And if it's not done correctly, there will be heck to pay. I just don't want to deal with my boss getting mad at me if I use bad words. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I know hopefully some of the people that watch this podcast, if you're around my age, every year, July, everybody got the college football game when it came out. And Madden maybe wasn't as big a deal then, but it was a better game. But you would get the college football game 1 month before the professional football game, and you'd have plenty of time to play it with your buddies. And then on through football season, you'd wind up playing a little bit of both. You could transfer save files. Like, you could take characters or draft classes from the college football game and put them in the professional game. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully they bring that back. Now here's the thing. I don't make video games. I don't know what all goes into it or whatever. But EA, if you're listening, man, just make NCAA 14 with updated graphics. Don't try to do too much. I swear to God, if it's Ultimate Team and there's all kinds of microtransactions and stuff, I'm showing up with pitchforks. And there's going to be a lot of people with me, because there are a lot of people that agree. This game better not stink. It just better not stink, because EA, you're already on thin ice. That's my second take. I guess, yeah, no, we're going to go ahead. We're going to get into the third take. We're going to talk a little Vols football recruiting, so y'all stay right here with us. I'm about a minute ahead on schedule. So it just may be a short show today. Hey, good for y'all. You don't have to listen to me talk as much. But of course, my third take is going to be Vols football. The other day, I think they got their newest recruit, Cameron Seldon, who is a athlete, I want to say. Oh, yeah, he's an athlete from Heathsville, Virginia. 4-star, 6'1", 220. Somebody compared him to A.J. Brown on a video I watched about him earlier. Man. Vols football picking up some traction, which is cool, obviously, because I'm a Vols fan. But I think, most of your Georgia fans and Alabama fans, they're going to tell you, they're going to say, Tennessee stinks. They're always going to stink, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 whatever. You can believe whatever you want. Tennessee, I don't think Tennessee's going to beat Georgia or Alabama this year, but I do think Tennessee's going to be improved. I think Tennessee's on the up and up. And any fan that has a brain will tell you that I think NCAA football is just more fun to watch when Tennessee's better. Tennessee, like Florida State, like Miami, Nebraska, USC, programs that I know USC's been pretty good lately, fairly good. They play in the Pac-12. I don't think it really counts. But I know that a lot of people think that college football is better when those teams are better. And I agree. I think that's true. Which, the teams like Coastal Carolina over the past few years, those teams are fun to watch too. Nothing against those guys or anything. But it's just fun to see Tennessee starting to succeed and pick up. They picked up quite a bit of traction last year. Just watching Heupel, the winning season, the explosive offense, the defense was doo-doo. Thank God, the defense was so bad, but it was still improved. The defense last year was still better than Jeremy Pruitt's defense, and the offense was the best offense that I'm fairly certain we've ever had. That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy to think that offense last year was one of the best offenses that's ever been in Knoxville, and it was Heupel's first year. And he started with Milton. I mean, Milton was the first quarterback, and he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. He could just throw it through the barn or over the barn or hit the other barn in a different zip code. But once he finally found Hooker and, once he finally started to figure out the running back situation and the offensive line and how to move people around, they put up like 62 points against, who was it, Missouri? They put up 28 points in the first quarter and like 2 weeks back-to-back, South Carolina and Missouri. That week against Missouri, I can't remember the last time I had that much fun watching Tennessee football play. I mean, they literally just beat the crap out of Missouri. And you could tell that Eli Drinkowitz, or whatever his name is, the coach out there, he might be a really good coach one day, but that day he was outmatched. And Tennessee made jokes here and there going into the game. They're like, oh, yeah, we're going to be able to run the ball and stuff like that. And they did. Ran the crap out of the ball, including a 92-yard Tyon Evans rushing touchdown. But just to get into the recruiting real quick about Tennessee, because they did pick up some steam last year. The recruiting's really picking up steam. The NIL stuff, I think, helps. I mean, obviously, if you can pay kids, I mean, you might as well just be like, hey, we have more money than everybody else, so let's pay them. So just the other day, Tennessee picked up a commitment from 5-star Chendavian Bradley, pass rusher, just a week after Caleb Herring from Riverdale, right down the road. He committed as well. That's 2 top, we're talking top 10 players at their position. Rushing the passer is going to be huge. And, of course, Ami Aleva, the quarterback, he's the number 4 player in the country. And he's the number 3 player at quarterback. I think Arch Manning is in front of him. Good luck to Arch, but Arch plays against a bunch of little kids in a weird division. I don't think he plays the best teams in his division. He doesn't really do a whole lot of camps and stuff. I think a little bit of Manning's recruiting is based off of his last name. And I don't blame anybody. I don't blame Sarkisian. I think any coach would want any kid in that family on their team. So Tennessee, like I said, they're starting to pick it up. They got a huge commitment a while back from Eaton Davis. He's a tight end. He's a game changer. Got a few offensive linemen in the past week, a linebacker. The linebacker from Georgia, Jalen Smith. I like that kid. But anyway, I just wanted to go over Tennessee ball recruiting real quick. I think it's nice to see Tennessee on the up and up, and just doing a few things well, going out and getting guys, and I don't know. I'm so ready for football. But that's going to be the end of the third take. Y'all stay right here for just a second. We're going to go do a little commercial. I know y'all hate commercials, but look, it's just a second. If y'all wait and you got just a little bit of patience about you, when you get back, you get to see my pretty face. Okay? So just wait a whole minute and come back. All right? Thank you.
Here at Dixon Medical Associates, we've got you covered from neck to toe. Our orthopedics team offers services in sports medicine, foot and ankle reconstruction, spinal surgery, and more. We also have in-house imaging and physical therapy. Dixon Medical Associates, we specialize in what moves you.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Tennessee. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the TSSAA.
And don't y'all forget Casey's Take. It's brought to y'all by DMA Orthopedics and Dr. Anthony Tropiano. Dr. Anthony Tropiano provides patients with prompt, effective medical care and effective treatment using the best technology available and in a manner that is compassionate and understanding of their needs. Dr. Tropiano is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon. Call 615-441-4522. That's 615-441-4522 today. Let's see. Last take. I keep looking at my little sheet over here like it's not high school sports. It's high school sports every time. The dead period's over with. So I got to spend the last 2 days. I actually got out into town. That's a lie. Monday I didn't do anything because I felt so bad Sunday. Monday I just did some stuff around the house, did some work on my computer. But yesterday, I did finally get out and went to a few of the local schools, did a few things here and there. One thing I did yesterday, and this is going to be a really fun video. I don't do videos. It's going to be a really fun article to do. I went and got a few photos of the new pavilion that's up at Creekwood. Coach Houston Thiel put something on Facebook about 2 or 3 weeks ago. They started building a small pavilion so they could stay out of they could stay under something if it rains or if there's bad weather or whatever. So I went out there and took some photos yesterday. Got to talk to him for a minute, and we only talked about the pavilion. He did have his kids out there practicing, so I told him I'd be back next week during the acclimation period when they get their pads on. So excited to get out there and see what Creekwood's got to offer this year. A little bit of a down year for them last year, so. I know Coach Steele and those guys, they're probably ready to get back at it and get back on the winning track. Speaking of football though, this Friday, we've got a huge day for football coming up. I think Dixon County is having a 7-on-7 tournament or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, we're going to have quite a few teams from the area there. Let's see. Dixon, of course, is going to be there. Both Harpeth and Sycamore will be there, as well as, I think, Stewart County, Waverly, Montgomery Central, and I'm missing another one, Beach. Beach is going to be there. And I think that may be all the teams that are there. Might be wrong. But, folks, I'm talking football. I know it's hot outside. And I know a lot of you still got baseball going on, and everybody and their mother's got a son or granddaughter or whatever that's playing in some tournament somewhere. I get it. Baseball and softball still going. And I love baseball and softball. Y'all know that. But football's right around the corner. It's really close. When these teams start doing 7-on-7s and you hear me getting worked up about recruiting, man, you know football's right around the corner. And I am so excited. Trying to think, what else do we have for this week? Lordy. Ooh, later today at 3 o'clock at Dixon High School, which I don't think y'all see this video until tomorrow, but later today we've got a media day at Dixon County High School. So I'm going to get to meet with some of the coaches of the fall sports teams and ask them some questions, get some pretty good info for the year coming up. I don't know. I missed last year. I'm pretty sure I just completely forgot about it last year and didn't show up. I just forgot about the media day at DC. So this year, I've got my alarm set to make sure I remember, but I'm going to head out there, go see Coach Palace, the athletic director out there. Of course, I graduated from Dixon, so it's always good to go back and see some of the older faces that I know. So it's going to be exciting, just like I said, just to start to get kind of back into that sports role, I guess. The last 2 weeks have been great. And of course, everybody needs the dead period. I think it's good for everybody. But we've got football coming, and it's right around the corner, and we've got some other stuff too. I mean, we're going to have, let's see, volleyball's coming up, some golf's coming up, bowling's not too far away. Y'all know I love the bowling. But anyway, folks, I guess that's it. Don't forget, Casey's Take brought to you by DMA. Thanks for hanging out. I know I may have went a little off the rails on that video game, but it better be good. But y'all, thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for dealing with me while I yawn or whatever it is I'm doing. Sleep schedule's out of whack. I got to get better. But thank y'all for hanging out, and we'll see you next week.